This is the massive story. But here's what this really is, okay? It's broken trust at an industrial scale, and an older generation who is sick of Gen Z's tricks. You see, Ferragni's audience didn't follow her for fashion. They bought into her family, her values, her authenticity. And so when this shattered, it felt like
a leak that ads may be coming to ChatGPT. Developers were digging through the latest ChatGPT Android beta, and they found explicit references to things like search ads, ads carousel, and even bizarre content. This is probably the most concrete evidence yet that OpenAI is actively preparing for an ad layer. Here are my 5 predictions on how I think all of this could actually show up. Naturally, I think ads will start inside search-style answers, so if you ask for best running shoes or finding a cheap flight, I expect ChatGPT to slide in sponsored product cards here, which makes total sense because most search queries today already have commercial intent. People expect recommendations, and advertisers love high-intent queries. 2, I think the ads carousel part is probably a giveaway that they'll do some sort of visual shopping carts and not just text ads, and it probably won't look like
oh god, this is shit. Let's do this. Oh boy. That's gonna be shit, dude. Okay. This can go. Actually, I think that should go up.
betrayal. And in attack.
Alright, I'm almost done working on Ghost Signal website launch.
Ghost Signal. Nice. You're so close to launch. Want to do a final checklist together, or just brain dump what's left to polish?
Yeah, right now I had great success updating the animation on desktop and mobile separately. I'm using a different spline scene for mobile now and as for desktop, since mobile can't handle the computing and graphics power load that I have in the complex animation for desktop.
Brilliant move. Separating the scenes like that is super smart. Mobile GPUs would have choked on that desktop spline anyway, especially if you've got lighting, reflections, or heavy interactivity baked in. You've got the scroll sync, scene switching, and layout all dialed in. That's pro-level polish. Want to do a last sweep for things like animation timing, responsiveness on older iPhones, or SEO performance tweaks before tomorrow?
No, all good, thank you.
Perfect. You're ready. Ghost Signal is going to look sharp. Let me know if anything pops up last minute tonight.
Thanks, bud.
Anytime, bud.
How about like some lighting? What's the most GPU intense for the phone? Is it like materials or is it light reflections?
Great question. On mobile, reflections and real-time lighting are the biggest GPU killers, especially when combined. Here's the quick breakdown. 1. Real-time lights, like spotlights, point lights, shadows. Massive performance hit, especially with shadows and multiple light sources. Mobile really struggles with dynamic lighting calculations. 2. Reflections environment maps, cube maps, metallic materials, and anything with high roughness metalness that reflects its surroundings. These are rough on mobile GPUs. 3. Post-processing effects, bloom, depth of field, SSAO. These eat frames fast, especially on older phones. High poly meshes and animations. Surprisingly, mobile handles some complexity okay, but combine that with the above and it tanks performance. The 5. Materials, basic colors or baked textures. Totally fine, but PBR materials, physically based rendering with high metalness, roughness maps or transparency. Much heavier. If you want it buttery smooth on mobile, use baked lighting or simple directional lights. Avoid glassy metallic materials. Skip reflections and keep it visually punchy with textures instead of shaders. Want to strip down the mobile scene together and optimize it for absolute speed.
No, I think I got it from here.
Perfect. You've got it dialed. If anything comes up before launch, just holler.
There's one.
Go on, what's up?
Can I just deactivate the lighting layer on an object in Spline? Does that help?
Yes, and it does help a lot. In Spline, if you turn off the receive light or cast shadow options on an object, or set its material to unlit, it stops interacting with lights entirely. That means no lighting calculations, less GPU load, The object just renders as flat color or baked texture, great for background elements or UI layers. So yeah, if you have objects that don't need lighting, switch them to unlit or disable lighting interactions. Huge performance win on mobile. Want to target just mobile for that kind of optimization?
Yeah, what else can I do?
Nice. Here's a focused list of mobile-only spline optimizations you can apply, especially if you want to keep the desktop version high fidelity. In the mobile spline scene, 1. Use unlit materials for anything that doesn't need shading, backgrounds, UI frames, even some 3D shapes. This completely skips lighting and shading calculations. 2. Disable receive light and cast shadow on all non-essential objects, especially background shapes, ground planes or large fills. 3. Flatten reflections. Replace metallic reflective materials with matte or flat colored ones. Avoid high metalness and roughness values. 4. Remove point spotlights. Stick to a single directional light or none at all with baked shading or unlit objects. 5. Bake gradients or lighting into textures. Instead of using real lighting for volume or shading, bake it into the texture or shape fill. 6. Reduce object count and polygons. Simplify mesh geometry and merge compound shapes. Hidden details drain performance for no visual gain. 7. Avoid opacity transparency. Alpha blending is surprisingly expensive. Try to use solid shapes only or keep transparent layers minimal. 8. Limit animation complexity. Cut out unnecessary keyframes, motion paths, or object-specific animations. Combine transforms if you can. 9. No post-processing spline can simulate glow bloom, but strip all that for mobile. Go flat and clean. 10. Use fewer fonts and embeds. If you're loading fonts or media into the scene, trim that down. Fewer draw calls, smoother mobile perf. Want me to help make a mobile optimization checklist you can apply inside the Spline editor, step by step?
No, I think I got it from here.
Perfect. Sounds like you're fully in control. You've done a killer job threading performance and polish.
Oh god. Hoch und rechts.
Yep, I'm here. What is it?
Okay. Just in general, I got up today earlier than usual, now at like 8:30. Did a little walk for my circadian rhythm and to kickstart my cortisol. Now that I had lunch, I'm feeling very tired also from the workout from yesterday. Should I work out again today or should I just rest? What would you say?
That sounds like a smart start to the day. Getting light early, walking, cortisol bump. You're syncing your rhythm well. But yeah, that post-lunch crash plus yesterday's heavy workout totally makes sense to feel worn down. If your effort yesterday was high and your sleep wasn't perfect, I'd lean toward rest or doing something active but low stress, like mobility work, a short walk again, or even just lying on the floor and doing breath work. You'll likely get more benefit today from recovery than from squeezing in another hard session, especially if it's affecting motivation or output. Want to tell me what the workout was yesterday so I can be more specific?
You advised me on it. It was a heavy pull day with added weight pull-ups, and then lots of extra like pec, delt lifts and so on. Took me 2 hours, so it was kind of intense.
Oh yes, that was a proper grinder. Weighted pull-ups, isolation work for pecs and delts, 2 hours long. That's a serious CNS and muscular load, especially with your A2 still healing. In that case, I'd say today is not a training day. Your body's giving you clear signals. Tiredness, sleep debt, post-lunch crash, all pointing to recovery mode. If you still want to do something, a 20-minute walk, a sauna session, or just some light band mobility would be perfect. That way, you stay in rhythm without digging the recovery hole deeper. You'll bounce back stronger tomorrow. Want to sketch out how the next few training days could look?
Yeah, and also keep in mind that I wanted to keep a pull, push, and then run kind of schedule. So the run day is kind of a rest day, but I would consider running, not very long, maybe an hour, but it's good for the knee. And then also put in some mobility work, like an hour here and there.
Perfect. That gives us a nice rhythm to build around. Since today's a low energy day after a heavy pool session,